Hi, I'm Lewis, also known as Skeffles, and welcome to the 25th devlog for my tower defense game, Project Torrim. Last week I created 5 brand new enemy sprites, for a goat, snake, rhinoceros, lion and elephant. I received a lot of great feedback on those sprites and some concern about killing poor animals. As such, I've put in a task at the end of this stage to see if I can add some kind of evil corruption to them, so you feel less bad about their death. As I begin this week, I'm finishing off animations on the goat and elephant sprites, because I didn't quite have time to do so last week. These are just basic walk cycles to fit in with the other enemies. I quite like the animations of all these new sprites, and I'm starting to think that my yak and bison sprites could do with an update, however I'll hold off on that for now. With the enemy sprites complete, I'm moving on to creating boss sprites. I'm hoping these can bring the game into the fantasy realm by creating renditions of popular mythical creatures from Greek and Roman cultures. So I'm going to load paint.net up and I'll catch up when I'm done. It's come to the end of my development week and I've managed to get over half the boss sprites complete. I'm very pleased with how they've turned out, so let's go over what I've done. First off is the White Bull. This is based on 2 different myths. First is the Cretan Bull, which was the father of the Minotaur in Greek mythology. And the second is a story between Zeus and Europa, in which Zeus transformed into a white bull to kidnap and seduce Europa, which is where the Taurus star sign comes from. As for the sprite itself, I think it's come out quite nice. It has a clear animation that suits the rest of the game's enemies. The weird thing about this sprite is sometimes I think it looks a bit like a polar bear or a snow leopard, but I doubt that will be the case when it's moving in game. I'd like to thank my friend Ed for giving me this idea. It's a great first boss for the game. The next boss I've created is a Faun. Fauns are half goat, half man from Roman mythology, similar to satyrs in Greek mythology. I also took inspiration from Tork the Sylvan in The Witcher, as he has some similar features. I think the sprite has come out quite nice. The face is kind of derpy, but I kind of like it since it's just the second boss in the game. The next boss is the Hydra, which is the serpentine boss. I originally considered Medusa for this boss, however half the planned bosses are humanoid and I wanted to try something else. This boss is based on the Hydra of Lerna from Greek and Roman mythologies, with additional inspiration from the Hydras in old school RuneScape. This sprite is very different. Sometimes I get a dragon or Godzilla feel from it, but I'm not mad at that. I really like the animation with this one. It has its legs moving, its tail bopping along, and some head bop. I just want to adjust the side view of the tail slightly and I think this will be done. The last boss I worked on was the Minotaur, which I mentioned before. It's a half bull, half man, which is very apt since there's a lot of bulls in this game. I like this sprite. It looks like a Minotaur, although I wish I could work out a way to make him look angrier. I'm also very pleased with his animation. I feel like I'm starting to get to grips with this type of animation, and I'm half tempted to reanimate everything, but I'll hold off on that since it's a surefire way of never finishing the project. What do you think of these boss sprites? Let me know in the comments below. Personally, I think they're good and the week has turned out to be fantastic. I've got 3 more boss sprites to create and a few other smaller art ideas to work on next week. I can't wait to get all that sorted as I'll be able to bring together all of this work to show off what the game is actually going to look like. Make sure you're subscribed to catch the devlog on that next week. I hope you enjoyed watching this devlog for Project Torrim. Leave the video a like to let me know you did and comment to give me any feedback. Thank you and I'll see you next time.